All right, what's going on, guys? There we go. Okay. I was on mute for a moment. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. We've had worse starts here, but that's okay. Hey, look. Yeah, not a good first half, but I'll tell you the good stuff, okay? Right now, take the points. And I've said this so many times on the podcast this year. You take the points. I know the Chiefs were close on a couple of occasions there, but you got to take the points. We've seen it enough times now today, or not just today, I'm sorry, in the NFL, where if you don't take the points and you're chasing points and whatnot, it does come back to bite you in the ass. So I'm loving Andy Reid and the Chiefs coaching staff kind of saying, hey, look, let's keep taking the 3 points. Because you look at the Broncos right now, 2 of their first three drives were touchdowns, okay? First drive was a 10-play drive. Second touchdown was a very quick touchdown drive, the 3-play drive. After that, the Broncos have not scored since then. They had a turnover on downs. They punted the football, and they fumbled on their last 3 drives right there. And I'll tell you what, man, that forced fumble by Chris Jones, that might be the turning point of this football game. And Harrison Butker going out there and getting that 56-yard field goal, I think, that's going to help turn things around right there, okay? I'm not saying you're going to win this game with all field goals. I do expect the Chiefs to get to the end zone at some point, but you got to take the points in a situation like this. I know a lot of people are thinking about Mahomes and whether or not the flu is impacting him in this game today and whatnot. You got to take the points, though. And listen, maybe this is going to be a game where the Chiefs don't score touchdowns. I don't want it to be. Remember that playoff game against the Steelers? I know it's not one that a lot of people like to remember, but the Chiefs scored 2 touchdowns in that one, and the Steelers scored 0. I know that's not a very common way to win football games. In fact, it's beyond rare. It's damn near impossible to win games like that. But you got to do what you got to do to take points right now. You can. The good part about today, despite the offense struggling, whenever they had an opportunity to go out there and get points on 4th down, they did so on their first 2 field goals. Obviously, it was not 4th down when they had their last field goal. What matters is they're on the scoreboard. This is not a blowout. It feels like it because the Chiefs offense has not played very well in this game. And by the way, the Broncos are not playing very well either. Okay, let me read you Russell Wilson's stat line. 6 of 12, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns sounds nice. It helps that they were somewhat gifted pretty early. When you actually look at his overall body of work, 6 of 12 passing for 70 yards, that's not very good. Russell Wilson has not played very good football lately. His yardage has been drastically down. I do worry a little bit about the running game because Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin, they've been doing pretty well against this Chiefs team on the ground, and I think the Chiefs would need to do better than that. I know Isaiah Pacheco is not doing too bad on the ground today. Wilson's been making some moves with his feet as well. So if the Chiefs defense, and by the way, the Chiefs defense did a great job last week making adjustments. Can they do it again this week? That's what's important to me. If they can do that, man, and if you can get another big turnover, because the Broncos are going to start off with the football. If you can get a turnover or get a 3rd down sack, that is going to go a very long way for this team. Obviously, the turnover would be far more ideal because it can set up the offense with great field position. But, man, you still have a half of football to play. And the thing that I've always praised Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo for is their adjustments. I mean, I thought last week was a great week. The way they made those adjustments at halftime, specifically on the defense. I know on the offense we didn't see too much, but I still feel pretty good about the way this Chiefs offense is moving the football. They just need to finish drives. Corey's asking, do we miss Eric Bieniemy? No. Have you seen I know there's all kinds of problems, but the offense has not been consistent in Washington. Yeah, sure, they looked a little better today. But in general, I mean, the after that 2-0 start, what have they done? They haven't looked very good lately. I'm looking at the Chiefs right now, and I just want to know, how are they going to answer? Patrick Mahomes is 16 of 20. Feels a lot worse, but that's not 16 of 20, 167 yards. He threw an interception. He's been sacked once, and on that sack is where he fumbled the football. There was also that fumble on MVS. There was another one where MVS dropped the ball. when Mahomes wanted him to come back on that pattern route. I just hope the Chiefs offense can get that killer instinct in them in the second half. That is what they need to do to finish these drives, get into the damn end zone, and beat the Broncos once again, because it's been 2,964 days since the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs, and we want to keep that. We want it to go into 3,000 days, because obviously you don't play again until at the soonest would be early September. The Broncos are not making the playoffs. Everyone knows that. So this is a game right now where a lot of these players need to wake up. And I'll tell you what, this is probably the toughest. I mean, the Chiefs have not faced a lot of adversity this year. This is the first time they've had that this year. And it's not, they've had it against Denver several times. In fact, in Patrick Mahomes' first year as a starting quarterback, not his very first game, but his first year as a starting quarterback, his first real big come from behind win was against Denver in the same stadium, Mile High. So can he do it one more time? I think this would be a great time to do it. Go out there. Again, I'm just looking at the passing stat lines, man. They're not very pretty for Denver. Okay. Russell Wilson is 6 of 12 passing for 70 yards. That's not good. Yeah, the 2 touchdowns, again, that's nice, but he's been sacked 3 times. He's only completed half of his passes. Mahomes, out of 20 attempts, has just 4 incompletions. And I know those 4 incompletions are a little, they feel like 400 incompletions, the way this game's going. But man, if you can just take care of the damn football, and the Chiefs have not done a good job of that this season, especially this game. This is the worst game so far when it comes to taking care of the football. They can turn things around. The Broncos are about to get the ball. Let's see how the Chiefs defense steps up in the second half, how they answer, because they struggled very early on and they turned things around pretty quickly, kind of like how they did last week against the Chargers. That's what I'm curious to see the most. And if the defense can continue to do their thing, I think the offense wakes up at some point. Yeah, I'm liking Rashee Rice. You know, I want to see a little bit more of McCole Hardman. He had one nice catch in this one. Yeah, Nick, I see your comment about the red zone. Yeah, or zone defense. Sorry. Yeah. Bring back Taylor. Yeah, I suppose that's what we need in this game. Yeah, Taylor Swift. A lot of you guys talking about Taylor Swift. I'm the one I supposedly talk about Taylor Swift too much. All right, I see they're getting ready to come back. I'm going to get out of here. Hey, guys, win or lose, I'm pretty certain it's going to be a win, though. Come back after the game. We got a lot to get into, I'm sure, today. We'll recap the Chiefs game. Hopefully, they extend the winning streak. We'll talk about that and much more after the game. So come back right here on Facebook and on YouTube, and we will discuss the game. We'll recap the game on the Chiefs Zone podcast afterwards. We'll do that live. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Go Chiefs.